Hello everyone, in this video we're going to show you how to replace the window regulator on an Audi A4 Cabriolet. You can tell the window regulator is faulty. When you try to operate the window, you'll hear a noise like this. While you're moving the button, the actual window is not moving. So we started off by marking the window out. With the roof closed, we've marked it out, pushed the window up, and we've also marked it out along the bottom here. Next step is to measure the distance between the two front windows. Measuring tape on one side there, and then along here. So to start removing the door card, we'll start off by removing this trim panel here. Got a trim remover tool here. Just pop that under the trim and just pull that out. Be careful not to bend it. If it gets stuck, just use a trim remover tool. Okay, once out, just moving it forward. You remove the actual trim panel from here. There's a little hook that sits in there. You then have to remove the window switch, and there's a hole just here, which you can't see really well. You can just about see it, but you're going to use a screwdriver and push in the hole upwards, and that will push the switch out. Just like this, you'll see it come in. Got the angle wrong. There we go, and that's got it out. And now you just unclip the window switch, pushing the tang in, and pulling the switch out, and keep that to one side. So we've got the trim off here and the light switch off. We've then removed 2 screws here, 2 screws here, a screw here, and another one down over here. We then got our trim removal tool and unclip the panel all the way around, and now the panel's free to come out. You should then be able to just hold the panel and lift it up. Obviously, a bit difficult with one hand. We'll give that a go. Okay, and the panel's now coming off. Got assistance. Great. Okay, once you've got the panel off, unclip the cable here, and watch out for this cable over here. And you should have one more wire somewhere, which is just going into the window regulator motor. So we'll unclip that and show you how that comes out. It's normally like this. You press the little grey tang and then unclip this. And keep this to one side. And now we're removing all this lovely glue the main dealer has given us. So just slowly, take your time, because we don't want to damage it. The actual cover, just take your time and then work your way around, slowly removing this panel. We're working our way around and we've got this far. We'll now remove the window motor. We should just wiggle that and leave it off. We'll let that hang for now, and we'll continue pulling this off. To remove the window, we actually have to remove this bolt over here. There's another one that's here, so we're going to start off by removing the speaker. There's a little plug on the back here which I've just unclipped, and then remove the screws holding the speaker in. We remove the speaker, the 4 Torx bits holding the speaker in, and now we've got the window. We've had to force that down because obviously I had to put this off. We've brought it in a position now where we can actually remove the screws holding the window in. But before we do that, we'll mark it out. But like before, let's just get a red marker pen and mark out where the window actually fits to this regulator assembly. So hopefully that'll make life a little bit easier when we're going to refit the window to the new one. And now we'll remove this bolt over here and this one over here and remove the glass. We've had to remove this trim over here because it's coming in the way, and we pull the window out from the front bracket. Forgot we need to remove this, so just unclip that and keep that to one side. And now be careful not to drop it, just get the window out, and you see you have the lovely markings on here showing you where you actually got it out from originally. Now we've removed the window, we can start looking at getting the regulator out. Now, as you'd expect, there's a nice and easy bolt here. There's one on the bottom. There's another one here. Now the fun one is actually behind here. So we've got to get this trim panel off here. We've got to get this off. We've got to get the mirror out. And the bolt is actually from here. The tweeter out. So one positive drive screw there and a plug on the back over here. We'll remove this bolt here for the wing mirror and bracket. I'm removing now the rubber that's inside here. You'll see this inside here. You've got to get this all the way out from around here, unclip it here so you can get to the bolt that was accessible over here. These two bolts are now out, so the wing mirror is actually free to move with a bit of assistance. And just get all the cabling loose, and hopefully with a bit of luck, if I just pull this mirror up, whoop, nice and easy, come off. So I'm not going to disconnect it, I'm just going to leave it there. So when you look in here now, you'll see that now we've got the bolt up for the mirror, the one for the window regulator's off. Now before we take anything else off, we'll do a bit more marking just to make sure we know where the regulator assembly is. So we've marked out the regulator. It's a bit difficult here, but what we've done, we've just marked out so we get the angle right. So we know where it stops here. On this side it's a bit easier, so you've got it here, and we've also got it on the back there. So when you put the new regulator in, we'll know. Bolts, one from underneath here, going at the bottom from under the door. Another one, same, from over here, underneath, and one over here. We've got our old regulator assembly out, which is in pieces. Now here's a little trick I've got, is you make sure you line it up. So these are the height adjustment screws, and make sure your gaps are the same. So this one on the front was actually okay. On the rear one, I measured that as 7mm. So I've just adjusted this to 7 as well, using this screw here. Now I can start putting it back together again. So I've put the window regulator back in, obviously where it's all marked up. You can see, makes it very easy later on. You can't see it there. There we go. Just at the back over there, you can see I've got it on the markings. Tighten this bolt back up exactly where it was marked off. Put the wing mirror in by feeding this lovely bit of foam in, and now I'm going to put these bolts in. Now this part can be very difficult, is actually getting this rubber back on. So what I normally do is I remove this screw over here, which is just a little positive drive screw, so I can actually feed the rubber back on again. I might even actually remove this one to make it easier. So we've reinstated the wing mirror and the rubber trim. Got to put these wires back still. More interestingly, in order to get those two screws out back in for this piece of trim, what I did was I actually just went in from under the rubber over here. I went in from over here, and the other one over here. So I didn't need to make any holes, just got it in. I'll put the wiring back. I'll put that clip back on. It's actually on a fitted diameter, so it's not really an issue. We've got all the markings on the window, and I'm going to feed this back in now. That should sit just over here on this bracket here. There we go, and we can now bring this back and tighten that back up again, back on the old marking. I've reassembled the window, obviously not complete, but I just lined it up, and what you'll see is there's some witness marks on here where it used to sit, and we've got it exactly back where it was. So that means that this one here line wasn't perfect, and that's purely because we couldn't get the window up high enough. But if you match that up to the passenger side and you take the measurement across there, the window's sitting perfectly. Obviously we've had to disconnect some of the wires here so we can just operate the window and open and close the door nice and easy with the door card sitting here. I've reassembled all the accessories on the door card, so connected the wiring, put the speaker back, put this cover back, and put the motor back. Now it's next to put the door card on. Door card is now back in position. We've left this wire out because that's going to connect to the tweeter. And now we've got the screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here behind this, over there, and 6 over here underneath, which is just there. So we've reassembled the door card, windows lined up correctly. Obviously I should really hold it from the door handle, not from the glass. Close that and it sits absolutely perfectly. As added option, customers also fitted a module for operating the roof on the key. We hope you found our video useful. If so, please hit subscribe on YouTube.